Hello everyone, hope to find everyone well, and thank you for tuning into this video where we'll be talking about lower frequencies. And if you've not watched my previous video about frequencies in general, the link is in the comment section. So for this video I'm going to talk about lower frequencies, and in a future video I'll talk about higher frequencies. Before I go, I'm Richard May from Richard's Healing Holistics. If you like any of the stuff that I do, please follow me and watch my other YouTube videos. And if you're interested in any Reiki or Anusha treatments, please message me. And please put a comment section and like and subscribe my social media YouTube channel and share it out to the world. So, what is a lower frequency? So, as I mentioned in my previous video, we got a nominal frequency, and we got a higher frequency and lower frequency. And usually, not nominal is at 440 hertz. Or some will say 432 hertz, and there's other sources will say even lower than that. But I'm just going to go on to the standard 440 hertz because it's nice and simple and nice and easy to understand better. And usually that's in the key of the musical note C. And the C note is actually the root chakra, so that's like almost like your gateway, and your nominal, and then your other notes, so your sacral D, E for solar plexus, all the way up to B. That's all you like your nominal frequencies. That's like your harmonised frequency or vibration, but also that's just a sign you're well balanced. So a lower frequency is usually for, it can be for relaxation, bring calmness or inner peace. And that can be done through Reiki, meditation, yoga, etc. But then we've got to be really careful of not going to too lower frequency. And that's because what will happen is, so on a lower frequency we've got a thing called theta and alpha waves, and that's what brings our relaxation. But going further down, that's when you start having physical problems, mental problems or illnesses. And if you're on a spiritual path, that can access to like demonic energies or entities, which I'll explain more about on another video. That goes into a deeper level. And I'm going to show you some instruments that we use that can bring down a lower frequency, or as a lower frequency that can bring a calmness, but an upbeat sort of feel. So anything with sound healing, like sound baths, like tuning forks, like that. That'll bring a nice sense of balance. And usually, and these ones here, they're closer to actual nominal C. So we've got a G note here, 384 hertz, and then we've got a C, which is 256. But also you can get tuning forks different notes. You can get in different frequencies due to material. Yeah, so they're good for balancing the brain waves out. Sound bowl does nicely. And we've got a framed drum as well. That's a nice earthy sound. That can, when you go through a shamanic journey, that can trigger some sort of relaxation, but it can also trigger different frequencies, so it can bring back a balance. It can bring you of who you are with a frame drum or a shamanic drum. Then we've got a piano. I haven't got a piano on me. I've actually got a keyboard. If you go on the left side of the keyboard, they are your lower frequencies. Then you've got your middle C, and then you got your right side, which is the higher frequency. So when you press the lower note, it's more of a bassy sound. It's more of a lower volume, if that makes sense. And then if you go further up on the piano or keyboard, it becomes a bit more trebly. The bass is a bit more reduced. It becomes a bit more trebly, like a guitar amp. So you got your settings. You got your standard clean sound, and then you got your gain as well. Just gives it a bit of a boost. And then you got your EQ settings. So you got your bass, your middle, and treble, and that's just to enhance your frequencies as well. Actually, that could be another video as well, enhancing frequencies, which can actually happen, which I will explain more on a later video. So we've got an electric guitar here. They do work slightly different to an acoustic. Acoustic's more grounding. Electric guitar can bring bit more of an upbeat sort of energy, but you can ground with an electric guitar. And on this fretboard, this is tuned to standard E. And you got the lower frequencies on the on this side, and then you got higher frequencies up that side. But the top string, the thickest string, that's the lowest frequency. And then you got the higher frequency on the lower string, and your standard C will be somewhere around here on the guitar. But again, with a guitar, you can have different tunings to it. You can have a drop D, which brings more relaxation, and that will lower the frequency even more. But also, you can up tune your guitar if you really want, and your strings become a higher frequency up, down that way. So yeah, that's your electric guitar. And then you've got a bass guitar, which is your standard one's 4-string. You can get them 5-string or 6-string. The necks are usually a little bit longer, and the frequency. So on an electric guitar, you got a standard tuning E, A, D, G, B, E. On a bass guitar, you have the same standard tuning as a guitar, but except for B and E, the lower 2 strings, and you got 4 strings. And again, because it's called a bass guitar, it'll have a bit more bassier sound, and you'll have a lower frequency than just a normal guitar. So a guitar's generally higher frequency than a bass guitar. And again, same principle as a guitar. You have your lower frequency up around this way, and then higher frequency there, and then your standard frequency, your nominal frequency would be somewhere around here. And again, you can detune it to a lower tuning. Bass guitar, be a little bit careful of, because there could be a point where it can get too low of frequency if you do drop it too low. And yes, your thicker string will be the lower frequency side, and then your 4th string will be the lower frequency. But yeah, further up the neck becomes higher frequency. So yeah, and then you got your guitar. If you can hear it, there we go. You can tell the difference by playing it open string. I've had that guitar since I was. I've had it for a few years, quite a few years now. I've had that for about 15 or so years now. My very first ever bass guitar. Well, actually, my second ever bass guitar. That's a non-starter kit bass guitar. So I'm going to talk about 2 lower frequency, and then I'm going to talk about lower frequency. So 2 lower frequency, this is where it can become harmful. It can become a negative sort of energy or vibration. And for anyone who's on a spiritual path, or especially in the paranormal, or whoever works with spirits or deities, on that side of thing, 2 lower frequency energy can become demonic or negative vibration, negative energy. And trouble with that is, again, this is down to personal opinion. Everybody has a different path. but you can open up to something that could be you don't want to open up to. And again, I will mention this more in a different video later about demonic spirits. But also to lower frequency. So if you're not quite on the spiritual path, what can happen is you can have issues in your life if your frequency is too low, and that causes illness, mental health problems, physical pain, and that's because the energy has gone to your physical side, and it's affecting your spiritual, emotional, and mental side, which is causing damages to any of your physical side, physical body, physical organs, which can be reversed. By the way, that's why when you're listening to anything musically or frequency too low of a tune setting, you'll feel the difference within yourself. You'll start feeling a bit more anger, a bit more rage, a bit more bitterness within yourself, and all sorts can happen. What causes too low of frequencies? Well, with busy lives that we live in any day of age, we're easily prone to lower vibration or lower frequency. But how you control and discipline it is the key. And I've got some examples here. So first one is negativity and negative people. Some people are just naturally low vibrational or just have bad energy, and there's others like, okay, they might come across really nice and calm, which they are, but they've got a negative side to them, and that's probably because of past trauma or current work environment or current environment they are, or current relationship they have. It's brought their vibration down, and that could cause a harmonised frequency to bring in your vibration down. Again, all this can be more detail in a future video. Karmic connections. So again, it's not necessarily by people are bad, it's just because the energies just clash, and that's caused a lower vibration. Ill intentions through black magic. That could be caused by hexes, curses, or jinx. Black magic will just... anything that's black magic or black spirituality, if you bring ill intentions to anybody, that person you just send that ill intention to will get the lower vibration, but also because of karma and fate, you'll receive it back to you as well. So if you want to go through that, that's fine, but face the consequences when things don't go right. Too much ego, again, that comes back to negativity and negative people, selfishness or self-criticism or handling too much negative people. That inflicts your ego, more thought thinking and using the heart space. Social media, listening to too much news on TV. Yes, social media is really toxic. I find a lot of these reality programs and this false reality brings down lower vibration, and it just gives this false comfort in society. EMF energies from technologies, electromagnetic frequencies. Again, that can be through your phone, through your TV. Anything you're watching harmful, that energy will come to you. Illnesses, natural illnesses like flu, colds or fever, they'll just naturally bring your lower vibration. And you usually find that if you're in bed for a few days because of a cold and all that, you feel really rough. But as soon as you go back outside, that can naturally bring your energies up. and working with demonic energies as well. So again, this is down to different paths, and in my personal opinion, some on that sort of side of things will just bring your energies down, and you could open up to something that could be fatally dangerous, or you may face consequences for. Then we're going to go into lower frequencies. So this is what brings your relaxation, calmness, and peace. This is still where healthy frequencies. This is where you need time out, and you need a bit of an alignment. So they say Mother Earth's frequency, or natural frequency, is actually 7.83 hertz. So it's around that alpha or theta range. And that's what brings a natural grounding frequency. Like when you walk barefoot on the grass, you're feeding natural electrons into your body, into your spiritual side, and to your physical side as well. And that's how you find the balance. Or touching trees. So any skin contacts through Mother Earth will do. But they say with feet, it's they're all linked to different parts of your body. Like a lot of reflexologists will do. Doing stuff like energy healing, like Reiki or second theta healing or Anusha, can remove any of the bad energies or anything that's caused a bad vibration or frequency, which brings back a sense of balance, brings calmness, tranquility. When we do theta or alpha brainwaves, we start feeling relaxed and bring out any negative energy, and helps us repair any damages in the body, which brings you back into balance with some sort of comfort and peace. Again, it depends on medical condition. I'm no doctor or psychologist, but there are some things that are that can't be repaired, but you can use some sort of a holistic therapy to control it or discipline that issue. Same with mental health, mental health as well. Some more complex mental health issues. It's how you control it and discipline it to find your balance. How to bring your energy up, and if you're out of balance. So, first of all, if you go down to too low a vibration, to higher frequency, so from nominal to higher frequency, you can't do that because you'll just burn out and you just go back to square one. You have to let it naturally. You have to let it build up. So too lower frequency, nominal, then so forth. That's why a lot of, like, with meditation, or when you do Reiki or trancing or psychic work, you always ground yourself. You always got yourself anchored before you contact your spirit guides or whatever, because you will burn out. And there's a lot of ways that you can bring yourself into a lower frequency, a relaxed state. Mindfulness and meditation are great. Chanting, so Hindu chanting or mantra chanting, like Hare Krishna, Om Namah Shivaya, and I've got just general prayer, chant book, which has like lots of affirmations and prayers and all that. Playing or listening to calming music, especially something that's in a key of C or D. That's because your C note is your root note and your D is your sacral, and they are your lowest chakras. So the lowest chakra, which is your root, is your lowest vibration, and your highest chakra, which is your crown, that's your highest vibration of your 7 chakras. And depending what octave, higher octave or lower octave. Grounding, better be outside or spending time out in nature. that does wonders. Like I say, if you've gone through an illness or something, spending it, or you know, you just need a bit of time with yourself. Going outside does wonders, or a bit of me time will do nicely as well. Sound baths, especially with like framed drums or sound bowls, that brings you back to some sort of state of calmness. Energy healing like Reiki, second or theta, because the energy healing brings that sort of grounding to you. Yoga, healthy eating fruits and vegetables from Mother Earth. Incense or candles can help as well. And good thing with like incense and candles as well. It uplifts the vibration in the room as well. So not only to yourself that can bring down a really low vibration, but also the atmosphere as well. That's probably because it had previous lower vibration people in the area, and it's just that energy's still there in the room. That could be another video as well for future. Crystals as well. Again, grounding crystals will do nicely, or common crystals, amethyst, tourmaline. Rose quartz can work as well. It works a bit of both ways because it's a heart chakra. Citron can also bring a bit of calmness as well. Carnelian is a bit more higher frequency, and tiger's eye as well. That's a bit more higher frequency, but tourmaline does wonders. Shungai for EMF energy, and then like I say, something like rose quartz or a nice jasper or something. Mookaite's good as well, because mookaite helps with your upper chakras, but also helps you grounding. And candle magic as well, helping you with your intentions. Help you with your intentions. Good to expelling black magic. So using a black candle to expel any hexes, curses, or any energy that has been attached to you. But also having higher frequency sound as well to expel that energy. Goes a little bit more deeper with that as well. Because that's how you can expel bad energy, is actually going higher frequency, but it's how you go back to lower a relaxation state is the key. And positive affirmations as well, just positive talking to doing what feels right brings up your vibration. So that will be it for today's video. Again, we'll go more in depth with some of the things as well. And I hope you enjoyed what you watched so far and you learned something. And please like and subscribe, follow my Facebook. And I will see you next time. Take care and goodbye. Thank you.